I am back. It's Nate, and we are starting and kicking off with a new series that I would like to call Millennial Moose Mondays. And it has a lot of stuff for you. I have a lot of surprises for you, including some Millennial Moose updates, and then also continue on with the travel stories because I just miss telling them, to be honest with you. I really love telling you guys a story. It seems like a lot of people are enjoying those stories, those travel stories. So I want to keep telling them because I have so many of them and I have a super good one for today. But before we get to that, I would love to talk a little bit more about the Moose, what's going on with the website and everything that's going on in the Mooseverse, as I like to say it. So the Mooseverse, the website is now live, and thanks to you guys, I've been hard at work making edits and trying to tweak all the little things from the soft launch and going into the main event of it finally being live for the world. And part of that was the light version of the financial redesign blueprint. So the big guns, the big course that I have launched right now, the financial redesign, has been packaged into a smaller deal, which is the financial redesign light edition. And that it just consists of the first 5 lessons of the 18. And for the price of a couple beers at happy hour, you can start tapping into the foundational elements of the entire course. So the first 5 lessons may not seem like a lot, but those are really the foundation of the entire course. And what they'll do is help you look at your current financial situation and find all the things that you are spending money on, all of your income, and organize them in a way that you can not only see your financial situation, but then be able to move forward and make decisions based on that data. Super powerful. It's a lot. It's what I use to gain all the money from the course or save up all that money for my trip. And it's just try it out. It's for the price of a happy hour beer. It'll set your decade off right. And on top of that, if you want to set your decade off right, I also have more Millennial Moose shirts coming out. Right now, they're on an order by order basis. Basically, I want to help people get the right colors, and I'm still prototyping on a lot of different shirts. So if you're interested in any of the Millennial Moose merchandise, they're not up on the website yet because I'm still tweaking a lot of the prototypes. If you want a shirt, let me know. Just contact me, put a comment on this video, text me, email me, whatever you need to do. I'll work with you to help you get a customizable Moose shirt and send it off to you. So not only you can represent the Moose, but get something that is unique to you in one of the first editions of the shirts. And believe me, I won't forget you guys for being the first edition adopters of this thing. So those are pretty much all I have right now. The light edition is now live. You can check it out at millennialmoose.com. And also, if you want a shirt, let me know. I'll get it out to you. So with that, I can get into the main event of this video, which is the story. And this one really is close to my heart. It's our New Year's in South Africa of last year. And, we talk a lot about freedom. I talk a lot about freedom, talk a lot about financial freedom. But this is really a story that helped shape what the word freedom means for me personally, because I feel like the word freedom, sometimes it loses its context. You use it a lot. We hear it a lot, especially here in the US. But this is something that really made me understand exactly what that concept was. And it was when me and Jackie were in South Africa. We were in Durban, South Africa, and had a wonderful time so far, but we were pretty new to South Africa and actually didn't know a lot about apartheid and everything else that was going on there during our lifetimes in the 90s and way before the 90s, but then ending in the 90s and the aftermath that came after that. And the more that we learned about it, the more that it was sort of, jumbling our mind that a modern day slavery could exist, that a majority of the population had been suppressed and had now seriously gained their freedom. And so we're in the middle of all this, trying to digest everything that was happening. And we go to Durban, which is a wonderful little beach city, known for its epic surfing, and I highly recommend it for all surfers, but also for their delicious food and everything else that comes with it. So go check out Durban. But for us, we went down there for New Year's because what's better than New Year's on the beach, getting to enjoy the sun, especially in like December to January. That's new for us Midwestern folks. So it's sunny, it's nice, it's wonderful. We're swimming around, having a good time. And as the day got longer, of course, and the clock started ticking down. There was a bar that we really wanted to go to, and it was right by the beach. So me and Jackie sort of went out there to scope it out, try to get there a little bit early, and it was closed. It was closed. So we're like, oh man. And this was the spot that we had picked was pretty far away from the main city. So we were super far away from everything. The bar that we were going to go to enjoy our New Year's was closed, and we seemed just out of luck, just completely out of luck. So I'm like, oh crap. So what are we going to do? Is this just going to be another boring New Year's or you don't, well, I mean, it's not boring with Jackie, of course, but is this something where we're not going to be able to do anything? We're in South Africa. We really wanted to enjoy our time. And like, okay, so we'll go back to our room and try to recuperate and see what else we can find. Now, lucky for us, sometimes I don't know, the travel world just opens up to you in ways, and I guess a lot of it is because when people are traveling, they are open themselves. They're ready to give what they can. Because as soon as we walked into the place that we were staying, there was a group of about 4 or 5 families off in the corner just having a good old time. And of course we sort of look over a little bit sad and like, oh man, like they're having a good time, but we're probably gonna miss this New Year's. And then they shouted out to us. They said, like, hey, like you guys over there, like you want to come join us? And of course me and Jackie, heck yeah, we want to come join you guys. So we run over there, and there was a bunch of South African families there. There was a Botswanan family there. The music was pumping. They started throwing drinks at us. And so we're drinking with them. We're having a good time, and really got to hear a lot of their stories. I really got to meet this one dad, and he was from Johannesburg, and he had grown up during the era of apartheid. And of course, he's there showing me handshakes. We're laughing. We're telling jokes about each other. They love that we're from America and Ohio. They've never really heard of Ohio before. I don't blame them. People think of New York and California. They skip Ohio, but it hurts inside, but that's besides the point. But so they were excited that we were from a place in America that they've never heard. And of course, we were trying to learn a lot from them. And then we started to get sort of into the darker stuff a little bit, telling about him being raised in the shadow of apartheid, about how he had to have a pass book to get in and out of the city, how there was curfews, and just the situation that he was in growing up. And of course, that's something that I would never have to experience, and I hope no one has to experience. But here's this guy that is now free and has gotten to the point where he can take his family to the beach for the first time. And South Africa is not a huge country like the US, so it took around 6 hours, like a trip from Columbus to Chicago, to get to the beach. But from Johannesburg, he wasn't allowed to leave his township. So this was the first time in his adult life that him, his wife, and his 2 boys were able to go see the beach for the first time. And they were loving it. Everyone was loving it. Everyone was having a super good time. And of course, as the clock started ticking towards midnight, we took that party to the beach. We had there's boom boxes. We had like firecrackers and little fireworks to set off. We rolled down to the beach, and I'll never forget the last minute, because here I am with a bunch of new friends that we had met just a couple hours earlier that saved us from a night of not knowing what to do on New Year's. And here's this guy that I befriended, a dad, that as the clock hit 0, was watching his 2 little boys run around and shoot fireworks, throw fireworks in the sand, having the time of their life on the beach that he had never known until now. And he was able to give that opportunity to his boys, to his wife, to his family, and all of these families that were oppressed during apartheid were able to do that and enjoy something that we seriously took for granted. And that to me was just the true epitome of freedom. It's hard to explain what the look in that guy's eyes was. It was just pride. It was relief. It was joy. It was the purest form of joy. And just being able to do something, like set your mind to it and go get it in a way that he's never been able to do before. Something as simple as just taking a weekend vacation to the beach. That was so monumental and now opened his eyes. And for me, the takeaway for that is just, freedom is a word that we use, but freedom is something that we are all blessed with here in the US, and the ability to control our own destiny and not have a lot of people tell us where we can't go, what we can't do, what we can't say is something that is something that I cherish much more after that night. And I really try to incorporate into everything I do, even if it's scary, knowing that I do have the means and the freedom to go and try something, to go experiment with things. In this case, experiment with lifestyles that are a bit different from the scripts that we usually get growing up. And that is something that I don't know, it can never be taken away from me. It was a gift from that guy, that dad, that night in New Year's of last year. And hopefully that story is something and maybe wakes something up in you and helps you try something new in this upcoming decade. 2020, it's already 2020. And try to experiment in things to try to get to that next phase, try to unlock barriers, try to reimagine your life in a way that you would actually reimagine your life in a way that you want to start living it, and take all those barriers that's in your way and throw them out. You don't need them anymore. So that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed that story. I'm sorry, and I apologize if I've said that story before. It is still one of my ultimate favorites. And I'll probably tell it every single year because it doesn't get old to me. But thank you for tuning in for Millennial Moose Monday. I will be back with more stories every Monday, along with the updates for Millennial Moose. So please keep tuning in for that. Thanks for all the support. I love all you guys. You are the best. You're the best ever. So have a great Monday. Have a great week. And I'll talk to you guys next week. See you soon.